act like they're interested, that they're getting too much income from the airport to begin with. And the airport's been here since the Second World War. That's where the greatest generation learned to fly, to protect the country from the Germans and the Japanese. It was here long before the people that are worried about the noise. I think I suggested that they could put on a special noise reduction tax to fund a new airstrip somewhere and levy it on the people closest to the airport. And when they see that proposition, they'll probably learn to love the airplanes and realize that the noise really wasn't that much of a pain or bother.
So, all this talk about possibly putting on a landing strip in the middle of the swampland, the county somewhere, seems a little far-fetched.
It's not going to happen. Relax.
I mean, what are you going to do with the big tower that's already there at the airport? Move that too? I mean, it's rather unrealistic.
It will probably become a historical landmark if they were to move the airport. We'll have little guided tours out to see it in another 50 years. I don't know what this is going to do with it.
So speaking of hot topics, Peter, issue of fire safety has really emerged in the last 3 days with, I guess there's been a number of homes that have burned to the ground in Brevard County. LPGA, the residential development in northwest Daytona Beach, was evacuated a couple days ago. And I know the deputy fire chief here, Dave McAllister, put out an urgent warning for residents to clean their gutters and put a 30-foot span around their homes to clear brush. He thinks that would be a good idea to, keep flying embers from forest fires and, going into people's homes. And 2 years ago, I guess in Sugar Mill, where you lived, there were 2-3 homes that burned for that very reason, that people hadn't cleaned out their gutters. Even though those homes weren't close to the fire lines, the idea that the wind was carrying these flying embers was a real concern.
Cleaning the gutters and clearing out is certainly a good idea. I don't know if the ecology crew would allow you to do it, but it's certainly a good idea. And yes, we're in the middle of a tinderbox. A couple of years ago, we had to pack our car real quick and take off and get out of there. Fortunately, nothing happened and we got back. I'd like to point out a couple of things. Our fire departments do a fantastic job in protecting property that way. I'm utterly amazed at how well they protect. The other sort of interesting thing, we took a gamble, sort of a calculated risk. We had a couple pets, and we knew that the chances of anything happening were pretty slim. On the other hand, if we took the pets with them, something was likely to happen. They could get loose and run through traffic or something. So we just left them there, figuring they would really be safer in the house than they would be with us. So it's a calculated gamble.
I guess the other big issue of countywide significance, Peter, is the issue of the contract that's up for the beach concessionaires. The people on the beach, that provide the dune buggies and ice cream trucks and the fun things, the bicycles and that kind of thing. I guess there are some on the county that want more of an upscale, prim and proper, debonair environment, and there are the rest of us that say it's the beach, it's summer, what's the big deal? Where do you see this thing going?
Well, first of all, I have great respect for those people that run those concessionaires. They've been working at it for years and years, and for somebody to come along and suddenly tell them they can't do it kind of makes me angry. Some of these people have been doing that for decades. I knew some of the people in my class used to do it. That's a long time ago. I don't know if they're still doing it. But to come along and suddenly say, okay, we're going to upscale it, phooey. That's all I can say, phooey on them.
And finally, Peter, it looks like the issue of the shark bites has kind of died down a little bit, so to speak. I guess the latest was a 6-year-old boy who was swimming near the shoreline were playing in the water at 18 inches, and I guess a shark and he backed into each other, and little shark bit him on the leg and then swam off. This is quite a distance away from the South Jetty, where the surfers have been bitten by sharks, where sharks are known to congregate. So far, the public's been pretty decent about this, and we haven't had a shark bite in close to a week now, so perhaps this is the end of our shark season. Who knows? Just wanted to get your perspective on that.
Well, I think as long as they don't eat too much, the public doesn't get too upset over it. I'm amazed that you're seeing sharks as close. I lifeguarded here for about 4 years, and I never saw a shark. The public would come up and point out and say, "There's a shark, there's a shark." And I'd look at it. Lo and behold, they'd change into a porpoise by the time I could focus on them. They were out there, but you never saw them. I have my own private theory on why we didn't have trouble with shark bites. One, we didn't go near the inlet, and two, we had so many feature lawyers on the lifeguard staff that they were showing us professional courtesy. And you had people like Charlie Hall and Crosby Few and Bill Gillespie was on there. I think they were giving them professional courtesy because I never saw a shark.
Well, Peter, it's been nice chatting with you, and we've had a pretty exciting week here, and we've got more coming up, of course, around the clock on nsbnews.net, and keep up your good work with your blog, and thanks for being on here with me today.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. I really enjoy it.
For NSB News, this is Henry Frederick. Have a nice day.